Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing my first video today on this channel, and I do have a music channel. You can check it out on my page, it's somewhere there. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing a review on this e.l.f. Studio 11-piece brush collection, and this is the box. Just a few thoughts before I review. I think that this set is so good for its price, and it's affordable, and it's literally like a good everyday brush set. You don't have to go buying brushes here and there because this set is pretty full. I mean, I feel like the face set is like really good, but you might have to, if you're really into eyeshadows, you might have to buy a few other brushes that don't come with it, because I find that it doesn't come with a lot of eyeshadow brushes, but what can you do? Anyways, so I'm going to start reviewing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start with two brushes that I bought separately that didn't come with the set but are still from e.l.f. and I would like to share my thoughts on them because I really do like them. So, yeah. First is the e.l.f. stipple brush. Okay, so first thoughts. What I love about the big brushes that come with the set, even separately, is that they come with these plastic things. And these come very useful when you're washing your brushes and you want to keep them in shape. So when they're still wet, you just insert them in these things and it'll just keep the shape, and I love doing that. So thoughts about the e.l.f. stipple brush. I use the stipple brush when I'm dotting my foundation, and I just I blend it in with a foundation brush, and then just so that those streaks aren't very visible, I use the stipple brush to blend it in and buff it in even more. I really like this brush. I mean, I've had a Sephora stipple brush, and obviously the Sephora one is a bit better, but compared to the price, I mean, why would you spend $40 on like an expensive brush when you could just buy this for like in a set of $30? But yeah, the set's $30. I just should mention that it was $30, and shipping to Canada was $6 or $7. Maybe to the States it would be less expensive. But yeah, I really like this brush for every day, and yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Just a lot of good things to say about those brushes. So the e.l.f. angled contour brush is just this flat top angled brush. It's more dense and it's thicker, so that when you apply your eyeshadow, you will apply it like much more. Like if you're applying a colored shadow or something, the color will show more. When I put color into my crease, I will use a crease brush to put it in, and then I will blend it in with this brush because it's angled, and I love it. I love it, love it. Also, I had a set from Costco and it was pretty cheap. It was a set from Kirkland, and it did have an angled brush like this. So that was actually the only brush I liked from that set, because that set was really bad and I really didn't like it. But that was the only brush I liked, and when I found this online that was pretty similar but much better, I decided to buy it. These two brushes were $3 each, and yeah. So I'm going to start with the set. It comes in this black case. It's waterproof. It's not much to say about it, but when you open it, here's the set. Okay, so first of all, as you can see, the big brushes have these plastic things, which I said I love, and these are the eye brushes, or the smaller brushes. So I'm going to start with the big brushes. The first one, which is probably my favorite like face brush of all time, is this e.l.f. powder brush. As you can see, it's much shorter. It has a flat top, which I love about it, and it's much more dense than a regular powder brush, which I love, because when I put powder on, more will go on my face rather than just like a regular powder brush, where if you put powder on your face, all the powder will kind of fly in the air. But this one, it doesn't really do that. It really like presses the powder on, which I love, and it's very dense. As you can see, it's really good quality. It has a lot of hairs, and it's really soft. So this is my favorite brush of all time. It's the e.l.f. powder brush, and I love it. The second one is an e.l.f. complexion brush, which I would say is probably like a normal powder brush, and I would use this if I'm using like translucent powder, but I would use this one if I was using like a pressed powder and if I want more coverage. as you can see, the brushes are really soft, and yeah, it's pretty flat. Like if you see on the side, this is the face and it's pretty flat on this side, which I kind of like. Yeah. So the brushes are really soft and pretty good quality, I would say. There's like a lot in it. And yeah, so I really like this. Next is the Angled Foundation Brush by e.l.f. And it's, as you can see, it's dirty, but it's angled and it's a foundation brush. And I would say this is probably my least favorite face brush in the set, just because like a lot of foundation brushes I find do this when I'm applying my foundation. It leaves streaks. That's why I have my stipple brush to buff it in, but this one is pretty streaky, I would say. So I don't like to use this a lot. I just kind of spread my foundation with my hands, with my fingers I mean. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. You could always just blend it out with a stipple brush, but I probably am not going to use this much, to be honest with you guys. So next is the e.l.f. blush brush. It's a total tongue twister, but anyways, I love that it's a bit smaller than other blush brushes, so it's very precise. I like to apply my blush really precise, so yeah. Usually I find blush brushes are kind of like much bigger than this, I would find, but I like the smallness a lot, and it's so much easier to apply my brush this way. Blush? Yeah. Did I say blush or brush? I'm not sure. Anyway, so the next one is pretty random, but the set came with a fan brush, and I guess it's called the e.l.f. Studio Collection, so yeah. For any of you guys who don't know, I guess fan brushes are really good for if you have any fallouts to kind of like swipe them away. I've only used this once, but yeah, I like it. I mean, it's like, as you can see, it's really like good quality of a fan brush. I'm not like the fan brush expert. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the eye brushes, or the small brushes, I guess. The first one is the biggest one, is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. It's just big, and it's short, it's pretty dense, and it's really good for applying a base eyeshadow all over your eyelid. And yeah, that's what I like to do with that one. Next is the e.l.f. concealer brush, and this is pretty small. To be honest, I don't like using this for concealer just because, like the foundation brush, it's very streaky. I don't like it that much, but in my opinion, I think this would work well with wet eyeshadows. Next is the e.l.f. contour brush, and it's just a dome-shaped brush. And I like this for putting a darker color into my crease, and then obviously I said I would blend it with my angled contour brush. This is pretty good quality. I like how it's dome-shaped, and yeah. Next is the e.l.f. small angle brush. To be honest, I like liquid liner over gel liner, but I think I would prefer this angle brush if it was shorter. If it was shorter, it would be more dense and it wouldn't be as flexible, because I did try putting gel liner with this, and it was pretty flexible, that it kind of just bended as I was doing my liner, and I don't really like that. If you have a denser brush, you would have more control, and I guess the gel liner would go on much easier. So yeah, this one's okay, I guess, but I would like to use this if I'm doing my eyeliner with a wet eyeshadow, like a black eyeshadow, but I would wet it. I would use this. So yeah. The next two are pretty similar, but they're different versions of each other, I would say. Is the small smudge brush and the small precision brush. The small smudge brush is much smaller than the small precision brush. The small smudge brush I would use for like I guess I would use to like smudge eyeshadow under my eye, which I think I did use once. But yeah, I like this for doing that. And the small precision brush I would use, it's much bigger, and I would use for putting lipstick on. So yeah, that concludes my thoughts about these brushes. They're $30 for the set, and for shipping to Canada it was $6.95. So yeah, it came up to like $37. There's no tax. I guess if you live in the US it would be less expensive, the shipping, because when I bought it, it was free shipping, but it was only free shipping to the US. So I did have to pay for shipping. But I think these are a very good quality brush set for its price. Definitely, for sure, get this brush set, order online. Don't buy cheap Costco brush sets. Like, you know, they were the same price as my Kirkland set, and this one was so much better. I enjoyed these so much more. So yeah, I have pretty much nothing bad to say about these brushes. It's a pretty good, well-rounded set, except there's only like 2 brushes that I don't really like just because they're streaky. But the quality of the brush is really soft and it's very thick, especially for the face brushes, like the powder brushes. So yeah, I would give this a thumbs up. So get yours online at elf.com, and elf.com? I don't think it's elf.com. Yeah, it's just Google it. I'll put the link down below, but yeah, definitely if you are starting with makeup and you don't want to spend so much money on a brush set, this is the perfect alternative. So anyways, that concludes my review, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!